Hello, welcome to Talk with a Therapist. Are you finding it hard to socially distance? Because if you are finding it hard, you're not alone. The fact that we now operate under the assumption that other human beings are harmful, potentially lethal, and that we must keep them far away from touch goes against our very nature. If you are finding it hard to socially distance, you are not alone, and this is why. Throughout history, human beings have evolved, and also thanks to the fact that we could organize communities and tribes that protected and supported each other. And our way of living and growing is very much a part of that process of connectedness and support. So, from the moment of birth, we are told and we are taught to touch and connect with our caregivers and with those people who are close to us and that provide nourishment and care. Yes? So we are humans, we are animals, and we are of the Homo sapiens species. And as such, we can compare ourselves to other members of the animal kingdom, and we can come to different conclusions. One of them is that cooperation and support of others has taken us up on the food chain and has enabled us to, so to say, rule the world. Now, what does that mean? That we are at the top of the food chain, but that doesn't take anything away from our humanity and our basic physiological needs as animals. And human contact is a basic need with emotional, mental, and physical benefits. So if you're finding it hard to socially distance, this is why. Because we need touch, among other things, to communicate. So research shows that touch can communicate multiple positive emotions: joy, love, gratitude, and sympathy. Scientists used to believe that touching was simply a means of enhancing messages, but it seems that it's actually a precise way to communicate emotions. Now that means that we feel more connected to someone if they touch us. And by the time we are adults, most of us have learned that touching tends to increase our sense of connectivity. So one of the reasons why you're finding it hard to socially distance, it's because you have lost one of the basic ways of communication. Now, one of the other benefits that physical and human touch has is inspiring positive thinking and expanding trust. In fact, we now know that in early life, when we are babies, touch is crucial for building healthy relationships by stimulating pathways for oxytocin. Now, oxytocin is called the feel-good hormone, and it helps inspire positive thinking and an optimistic outlook on the world. Oxytocin also helps us bond with other people, and it generates feelings of compassion during interactions, which can contribute to an expansion of trust among individuals during social situations. So in the context of a pandemic, where we have found resilience to be so important, touch is one of the ways that we can increase and we can endure these trying times. And in this context, where touch is considered dangerous and is considered something that we shouldn't give into, well, we have lost a bit of that positive thinking and that expansion of trust which comes with it. Now, what other benefits does touch have? Well, touch actually reduces social anxiety and stress. We are all feeling social anxiety and we are all feeling stress during these times, and human touch can actually help reduce that. because it increases, physical touch increases the levels of dopamine, which is called the pleasure chemical, and serotonin, which is a natural antidepressant. So these two help regulate our moods and relieve stress and anxiety. So basically, touching has this potential. It reduces anxiety, depressed moods, and anger, and it reduces depression and hostility, and increases the mood regulators, dopamine and serotonin. So another very important, benefit of human touch and physical touch is a robust immune system. We have been hearing, especially now during the pandemic times, where we have been talking about our health, we have been talking about what we eat, how we exercise, the things we do to keep healthy. Well, we must understand that a strong immune system doesn't develop only eating right and exercising. There are other factors for our immune system that are just as important in immune regulation. And one of the most important is, you guessed it, human touch and connectedness. Because when we feel snowed under or pressured, our body releases the stress hormone cortisol. And some of the effects of high cortisol are high blood pressure, osteoporosis, skin changes, muscle weakness, mood swings, anxiety, depression, irritability. And all of these symptoms can be softened or alleviated by human touch, because human touch reduces the levels of cortisol, and it can make us feel at peace. It is known to improve the function of our immune system and reduce diseases such as those associated with the heart and blood. So the power of human touch is actually quite intense. We have learned that it can improve our outlook on life. It can help us boost our immune system. It is a way we communicate, and it is a way we connect and collaborate with each other. Now, what happens when we do not have touch? Well, the possible effects of lack of touch are feelings of depression, anxiety, stress, difficulty sleeping, right? And we all know that these have been some of the effects that we have all felt during the pandemic, and especially with the restrictions. And I must stress the fact that social distancing is actually very intense effects on us. So we might be feeling overwhelmingly lonely, deprived of affection, and we may suffer different symptoms that are associated with lack of touch. So what can we do in these times to actually work around, the restrictions, and not just work around them, but see whether having your immediate contact bubble around you, it is allowed for you to actually sit close to your loved ones, those people that you live with. And instead of spreading out on the couch, you can make an effort to cuddle up. You can greet people, these people within your immediate contact bubble, with a handshake, with a hug. You can kiss on the cheeks. That depends also on where you live and whether human touch is as much as part of the culture with people outside and inside. And when you do hug somebody, and those who are safe for you to hug, try to do it for at least 20 seconds, because this is said to be the point at which humans start releasing oxytocin. So we need 20 seconds of close human touch to start releasing the feel-good hormone. And feel free to those people who are safe for you to do so, to use touch freely. Being open to touch will encourage others to give it. And you can reassure people with a touch to the arm or a pat on the back without putting yourself or others in danger. And if you don't have a contact bubble, there are other things that you can do depending on restrictions in your country or your area. You can take a long warm bath because research has shown that heat treatments can loosen stiff joints and relieve achy muscles. And you can also massage yourself. Feel free to touch yourself because touch is actually beneficial even if it comes from you alone. And spend some quality time with animals because pets are the ideal soothing mechanism. They are often all too happy to cuddle and they can provide a much needed relief from stress. You can also try out a massage at a professional massage parlor where they keep the security measures and you can indulge in being touched and being soothed by a set of human hands. You can also get your nails done because a manicure or a pedicure will give you human contact. And well, you might also get a new look on the way. And then visit the hair salon because actually there are a lot of nerves in your head. There's a lot of nerve endings that can also stimulate and produce oxytocin and make you feel more relaxed and more at ease. So to sum up, physical contact is a key component to emotional, mental, and physical well-being. And we are humans. We are hardwired to crave the touch of other humans. And this contact has many benefits, including a reduction of anxiety and stress. And you might be feeling the effects of a lack of touch that impact your mood and your physical body. And as I said, there are things you can do and practice to boost the benefits of physical touch, even if you do not have a contact bubble. However, sometimes we need more than a hug. So if you're struggling with anxiety, depression, or other mental health challenges, you may benefit from therapy. Contact a therapist and find out whether it would be a good time for you to start a process. So it was nice to see you all again. I hope you all enjoyed the talk about the importance of human touch. And I hope to see you all in a couple of weeks in another talk with a therapist session. Have a nice one. A nice Easter.